Hi everyone, and welcome to February's 1+1. Thank you so much for your Facebook messages, for your examples, for your moving stories, for your funny stories. Please keep it all coming. I know many people are benefiting from the conversation. Many of you will probably be thinking about what music to use for Easter, and so we thought for February, the old song that we would feature is The Power of the Cross. And it's one of the first hymn ballads I wrote. As a teenager, I loved classic ballad writers from the 1920s and 1930s. George Gershwin is kind of my musical hero. And in adopting his kind of Yiddish culture, Yiddish Jewish culture, folk music into his music, he used a pattern in a lot of his songs, which I thought was a very good musical pattern, which was just a sort of a stepwise motion. So you get... In the first 20-something notes of The Power of the Cross, there are only actually 2 skips, otherwise it just moves as a stepwise motion as a song. And I think it makes it very easy for our congregations to pick up and sing along with. The lyric, this took a long time. It actually took us 15 months. In fact, I think Stuart and I at one point counted either 17 or 19 verses. We actually wrote different ones. So maybe you want to tell your congregation on Sunday, we're going to do 19 verses and then tell them we're cutting it to 4, so they don't get so worried about the 4 verses. But anyway, the first verse takes us immediately into the suffering of Christ on the road to Calvary. And then in verse 2, it takes us a step on from there. Rather than just focusing on suffering, it says, "Oh, to see the pain written on your face, bearing the awesome weight of sin." Because that was makes Christianity completely unique in the world of religion, because there was no other good enough to pay the price of sin. It's so important that that remains the heart and the core of our gospel message as we lead worship this Easter in our churches. But the other great thing about the song I love is that Stuart turned it around so wonderfully in verse 4, where we realise that this gospel is actually one that also, with its forgiveness, brings us freedom and brings us joy and brings us power. And he wrote this incredible verse 4, "Oh, to see my name written in the wounds, for through your suffering I am free. Death is crushed to death, life is mine to live, won through your selfless love, this, the power of the cross."